Today we're going to talk about solving multi-step equations. Again, the steps for solving any linear equation. Step 1, use the distributive property. Get rid of the parentheses right away. We want to use the distributive property to remove any grouping symbols. If you see parentheses, let's try and use the distributive property to get rid of them. Step 2, simplify the expression on each side of the equation. All that means is to combine like terms. Make sure that if you have the same terms on the left side of the equation, combine those together before you do anything else. Step 3, use properties of equality to collect the variable terms on one side of the equation and the constant terms on the other side of the equation. All this means, take the variable terms, put them on one side of the equation, take the constant terms, put them on the other side of the equation. You're just isolating the variable to one side of the equation. Step 4, solve for the variable. Get it by itself, all alone. No negative signs, no numbers in front of it, just the variable on one side of the equation and a number on the other side of the equation. Once you have that, you should have the solution, but you need to check to make sure you have the solution. Anytime you're solving a linear equation, you should be able to check your solution. You should know whether or not you're right or wrong. If you plug it back into the equation, into the original equation, and the statement is true, you've done it correctly. You found the solution. Let's look at this first example. You got 14x plus 7 minus 6x equal 55. Step 1 says to use the distributive property. Well, there's no distributive property here. Step 2 says to combine like terms. We do have like terms, 14x and negative 6x. We got x's here and x's here on the same side of the equation. Let's combine those together. Positive 14x's and negative 6x's. So 14 minus 6, we can combine those together. We know 14 minus 6 is 8x plus 7 equal 55. So we're going to start with addition and subtraction before we do multiplication and division. We have plus 7, inverse operations minus 7. So it's 8x equal 48. Last step, we got 8 times x, inverse operation. If you have multiplication, inverse of multiplication is division. Divide by 8. Divide this side by 8. That leaves you with just an x equal 6. Should be our solution, but we got to check it to make sure. Let's put 14 times 6 plus 7 minus 6 times 6 equals 55. Well, 14 times 6, that's 60, 84, plus 7 minus 36 equal 55. Well, we know 84 and 7, that's a 91, minus 36 equal 55. 91 minus 36, well, 91 minus 30 is 61, minus 6 more is 55. So 55 equals 55. That is true. That means x equals 6 is a solution. Let's try this one out. 7x plus 2 and times, in parentheses, x plus 6. Distributive property. Right away. 2 times x, 2 times 6, 2 times x is 2x, 2 times 6 is 12. So we have 7x plus 2x plus 12 equal 39. Perfect. Now, 7x and 2x, those are like terms. They're both positive. We can combine those together. 7x's and 2x's is 9x's. Now we have a positive 12, inverse operation of a plus is a minus, addition and subtraction. So it's 9x equals 39 minus 12, 27. 9x equal 27, divide by 9 on each side, because you got a multiplication, 9 times x. So x equals 3. Now we're going to check our solution. So let's plug it back into the equation. We got 7 times 3 plus 2, 3 plus 6 in the middle, equal 39. Well, 3 times 7 is 21, plus 3 plus 6, so we have 2 times 9 here, equal 39. 2 times 9 we know is 18. So we have 21 plus 18 equal 39. 21 plus 18 is 39. So we have 39 equal 39. X equal 3 is obviously the solution. Now let's try 10x minus 5, x plus 4. We need to distribute right away. Step 1. Distribute here and here. Negative 5 times x. Notice I said negative 5. The negative sign always goes with the number behind it. So this negative has to be distributed inside to the x and to the 4. Negative 5 times x we know is negative 5x. Negative 5 times positive 4. Negative times positive is negative 20. Don't forget to make sure you take the negative with it. Combine like terms. 10x's minus 5x's is 5x. Now we got a negative 20, so we're going to add 20 to each side, inverse operation. So 5x equal 50. Almost done. We've got 5 multiplied by x, so inverse operations division. X equal 10. I'm getting pretty good, I'm confident, but I always need to check my solution anyways. So 10 times 10 minus 5, in parentheses we've got 10 plus 4, equals 30. 10 times 10 we know is 100, minus 5, in parentheses 10 and 4 is 14. Alright, 5 times 14, that's 50. 5 times 10 is 50, 5 times 4 is 20, so that's minus 70. So we got 100 minus 70, which is 30 equal 30. We know that's true. So 30 equal 30, that means x equal 10 is the solution. Now we're going to look at a problem that involves a fraction. We don't do anything different when we have a problem with a fraction in it. We do the exact same things. We got parentheses. We need to use the distributive property. So we're going to distribute the 4/3 times x and then the 4/3 times negative 1. In order to do the multiplication, we're going to actually have to change the whole numbers that are inside into fractions. So in this case, we know that this is a 1x, so we got to change this to 1 over 1, and this is a negative 1. We just need to put it as a fraction. Now we can use fraction multiplication to do this. 4/3 times 1 over 1x, that's 4/3 x. Negative 1 times 4, top to top, bottom to bottom, so negative 1 times 4 is negative 4, and 3 times 1 is 3. So we haven't done anything different, we just multiply the 4/3 times each term. So now what we need to do is do like we normally do. We have negative 4/3 here. What we're going to do is we're going to add 4/3 to each side. Those cancel out. So we get 4/3 x equals 4 plus 4/3. Now I haven't combined them together because in order to combine them together I actually have to make this a fraction and find a common denominator. So I'm going to multiply this by 3 and this by 3. So we get 4 times 3, which is 12 over 3 plus 4/3 equals 4/3 x. 12 over 3 plus 4 over 3, we know we just add the tops. Denominator stays the same, that's 16 over 3. We got 4/3 x equals 16 over 3. Now to solve the problem. We have 4/3 x. This is 4 divided by 3. The division is telling us that we should do the opposite, which is to multiply. So we're going to multiply by the reciprocal of 4/3. We know if we multiply by the inverse of the reciprocal, that should cancel it out. So the inverse or reciprocal of 4/3 is 3/4. And if we do that to that side, we're going to do it to this side. Multiply by 3/4. The 3's are going to cancel. 4's cancel. We're left with x equal, well, on this side the 3's cancel. So we have 16/4, which is 4. So we think our solution is 4. Now all we got to do is check the answer. Let's go back up, plug it in. 4/3 times 4 minus 1 equal 4. We have 4 minus 1 inside, so that's going to be 3. So now we have 4/3 times 3. We make this a fraction. Oh, the 3's cancel. So we got 4/1. We know 4/1 is 4, so 4 equal 4. That means that x equal 4 was the solution.